you need the 5 guys on the floor to step up, take accountability, and make sure we execute and get to withstand that and wind up pull away.
Left side over here in the aisle.
Nick Kosmider with The Athletic. Michael had 2 blocks, I think, early in the first half, was contesting a lot of shots. What did you just think about his activity on the defensive end tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's where it needs to be. You know, I mean, I think we're past the point of praising Michael when he has a good defensive game. He needs to, as does everybody else on our team. Like, this is the NBA Finals. So, you know, we showed one of those at halftime, Nick, where they ran a pick and roll for Jimmy Butler. Michael tried to get under, stayed in the play, and wound up blocking Jimmy from behind. So those are the plays that Michael and everybody else needs to play for us to win this series. It can't be, you know, like, look at Michael Porter. He's doing a great job. That is his job. And it's Jamal's job and Pope's job and Nikola, Aaron, and everybody else that plays for us.
Second row over here on the right.
Vinny Benedetto with the Denver Gazette. Michael, this is Jamal's 4th straight game 1 with at least 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Is there something about game 1s that you think allow him to have those kind of performances?
I don't know if it's like he's even aware of that. You know, like I don't think he gets up more for game 1 than game 2. I think it speaks to us having 10 days in between games. I think that allowed us to get some quality rest mentally, physically, emotionally, and get ready for tonight. And as I said pregame, I wasn't sure what was going to happen when the game started because we had such a long break. But I'm not surprised that Jamal had the game that he had. He got us going early, made big shots late. And when you have 26 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds, that's a hell of a performance in your first game of the NBA Finals.
So final 2, Ohm in the back and then here in the center.
Michael, Ohm Young was like ESPN. When the Heat come back and they fight back as like they did, cutting it down to 10-9, what does that tell you about them, and what do you expect in game 2 for you guys?
Oh, I mean, their run was to be expected. I mean, like that team is a really good team. That's the best team out of the Eastern Conference. So you're not just going to win by 20 points, and they're not going to go quietly into that good night. I mean, they're going to be there. They're going to scratch and claw to get back in the game like they did tonight. Guys made plays for them. They got stops. I thought we did a good job against their zone early in the game. I thought in that 4th quarter we got very stagnant against that zone, and it kind of bothered us a little bit. So we got to be better there. But I fully expected that, you know, that they're a well-coached team, and they're here for a reason. So we knew they'd make a run, and you know what's it going to take on Sunday night? You know, they're going to come out and try to jump all over us, you know, and take control of the series and that game early on, and we have to be ready for that.
Last one, second row in the center.
Coach Brendan Votian, VR. Real quick, did you guys do a defensive player of the game chain tonight?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I gave it to Aaron Gordon. You know, I mean, and I made the point, Brendan, that when you hold a team, the NBA Finals, to 93 points, 40 from the field, 33 from the three-point line, and only 2 free throw attempts, could have given it to the whole team tonight. I felt a lot of guys had really good defensive games, taking away that 4th quarter. So, yes, Aaron got it. I thought he did a hell of a job taking on that challenge of guarding a guy like Jimmy Butler. But I felt as a group, a collective unit, I felt that guys did a hell of a job as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, everybody.
On the right side, on the first row right side, Coach.
Ira Winderman, South Florida Sun Sentinel. Obviously, their offense has always been a riddle, and Jokic is so unique. Was there something tonight that you can go to school on, or is it just perplexing what they were able to do?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to go to school on it. You know, they're in a pretty good rhythm, you know, especially in that first half. Our disposition, the multiple efforts, the resolve in the second half was much better. But, you know, you get to this level, it has to be complete games of that kind of disposition. And even if you have that, you're not always going to win, you know, all the possessions that you want. But that's what you expect. You don't expect it to be easy when you get to this final round. This is a great challenge. It's going to require more. We'll get to work and you know, see what we can do better, what we can do harder, what we can do with more effort, what we can do with more focus, etc.
On the left side, second row.
Felt like Haywood Highsmith kind of injected some energy into your team tonight. Just what did you see out of his game, and what's he kind of done to earn more and more trust?
Yeah, that's you know, what we need from everybody. You know, regardless of when you're coming into the game, how many minutes you're getting, those inspiring minutes. and that's what our team is about. Having a roster of guys that just come out there and you're making great efforts, you're impacting the game, and it inspires the next guy to do it. We need more of those kind of things. But he's kept himself ready, and those are good minutes for sure.
In the middle,
Ethan Skolnick, 5 Reasons Sports. Eric, just 2 free throws tonight. But did you like some of sort of the offensive process in the first half? It seemed like you were getting looks, but guys just weren't making them.
Yeah, we had some good, clean looks from the three-point line. Then we had too many possessions where we didn't work it to get the possession on our terms. But, you have to credit them, with their size and really protecting the paint and bringing a third defender. Things have to be done with, a lot more intention and a lot more pace, a lot more detail. We're an aggressive attacking team, and so if we're not, getting, those kind of opportunities, at the rim or at the free throw line, we have to find different ways to be able to do it.
on the left side, 4th row.
So Nick Friedel, ESPN, Max and Caleb obviously really struggle from the field. When they're going like that, what do you say to them after to get them back into some kind of rhythm?
No, they're fine. I mean, they're not going to get sick at sea. If they're shooters, you're not always going to be able to make all the shots that you want. Then you have to find different ways to impact the game. Our game is not built just on the three-point ball. That we've proven that time and time again. We can win games, we can win series, regardless of how the three's going. But we also have ignitable guys. You see a couple go through, that all of a sudden can become an avalanche. So, one way or another, we got to find a way to get the job done.
2nd row on the right side.
Cooper Moorhead, Heat.com. Bam had already hit a career high in field goal attempts, or tied it towards the end of the 3rd quarter. How much of that was induced by how Denver was playing him, and how did you like the balance with the space he had in the middle of the floor?
I thought he had some good opportunities, right in his sweet spot, and then also some opportunities at the rim. And then I thought some of the detail with our spacing, the pace, the intention of our offense kind of got us jammed up. It always kind of could look different. If a few of these threes go down at the right time, a few of the layups, right at the rim, or the short ones go down at the right time, that also could kind of change your perspective or tenor of how you think things are going. But we do need to do things better. I think that part is clear.
On the left side, 3rd row.
Harold, they obviously had a lot of success in the paint early on. How unique is the way they generate those shots at the rim, maybe compared to other teams you guys have faced?
Yeah, it's different. And, that's what you expect going into this series. Their passing and cutting game, but also they're an aggressive team, and so are we, and I didn't even look at the box score yet, but like I said, I think the disposition, the efforts were more appropriate in the second half, but that's not enough. It has to be for a full game, and you also have to make some plays when you're beat. The plays in between. It's not always going to happen perfectly. It's not always going to happen based on the scheme. That's the nature of our team, is we find a way to compete and overcome whatever it is, and we need a lot more of that, in Game 2.
We'll take 2 more questions on the right side, 4th row. Davis.
Well, David Aldrich, The Athletic. It looked like the zone played a little better in the second half. What was better connected with you guys defensively when you went back to zone that time?
Yeah, I don't know. I never point to the scheme. It's not the scheme. The scheme's not going to save us. It's going to be this toughness and resolve, collective resolve. That's us at our finest, when we rally around each other and commit to doing incredibly tough things. That's what our group loves to do more than anything, to compete, to get out there and do things that people think can't be done. And the efforts made that work in the second half, but proven that we can do that with our man defense too.
On the left side, fifth row.
Tim Reynolds, Associated Press. Eric, how much of the next 72 hours is going to be just reminding Max and Caleb that you just want them to not look at this box and just keep shooting?
Yeah, well, we've been through this before. Like, they're ignitable. You know, they've heard it from us, and they'll hear it from us. I love those looks, you know, that those guys get. Man, I love it when they see a couple, 2 or 3 go down. That can turn into 5 or 6. But I also love it, you know, that toughness and grit, that we don't have to depend on that. You know, we can find different ways and different solutions to get a win. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Bruce, Coach said one of his favorite stats of tonight was Miami only took 2 free throws. What's the secret to defending without fouling and preventing Miami from getting to the line?
I don't think there's any secret. It's tough. But our game plan was trying not to foul. We know they're going to pump fake a lot. Jimmy's great at it. Gabe's been doing it. Bam's been doing it. So just trying not to get our hands in there and jump for everything.
Next question on the right side, fourth aisle, fourth row.
Robert Littell, BSO. Early in the game and actually throughout the game, when you guys were defending the pick and roll, you were switching a lot. What does it say about your team when all 5 players can kind of interchanging on defense? And was that kind of the reason that you think you held them to 42 points in the first half?
Yeah, with our second unit, we usually switch 1 through 5 because we got Jeff at the 5. It just makes it a lot easier for us in the second unit. We could be more physical, be more aggressive, and try to get stops and get out in transition.
Over here, Mike, third row.
Bruce, Malone called this a complete team win. How would you describe the defensive effort collectively? I think you guys allowed 63 points through 3 quarters.
Yeah, it was great. Everybody was on the string. Everybody knew what we were supposed to be doing. Huge shout out to Mike. I've seen a few things, him not being a great defender, but he was great for us tonight, challenging at the rim, getting blocks, and rebounding. So kudos to him.
Number 2, third row in the center.
Ryan Blackburn, Mile High Sports. Bruce, you guys had a lot of an opportunity to get ready for this game at just 9 days off. How do you think that affected you guys overall? Were you guys as physically ready as you needed to be?
Yeah, we were ready, but I was dead in the first. I'm gonna be honest, I was cramping. But I mean, you got to get used to the altitude every time we leave and come back. So I think we did a pretty good job.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Many intriguing matchups, but that's number 1. As Mark Davis will throw it up, and Caldwell Pope gains possession. Again, Denver, 9 days off in between games, and in those 9 days, Miami's played 4 times as Jamal Murray knocks down the first shot of the game. That's been one of the fun things to watch with these 2 teams as Max Strus comes up short. Jimmy Butler, who's a terrific rebounder, gets it, fires, and scores. Both these teams play great team basketball. They're so connected. They're so unselfish. 5 on the 24. Gordon guarding Butler, a 3-pointer. Jimmy Butler, and he knocks down his first 2 shots. 36% from 3 during these playoffs. Nice entry pass. Jokic and Gordon with a couple of dunks early on. Gordon, very aggressive, gets another one to go. And Gordon with 6 early points. And Murray sets it up. Gordon again aggressively goes right into the paint. Scores again. Aaron Gordon's got 4 field goals already. We played just over 5 minutes. Vincent fires away from 3. Adebayo on the slam. Man, Adebayo with his 2nd field goal.
Blocking shots and competing defensively.
Michael Malone said at times he was indifferent about defense earlier in his career. Nice entry pass. And Murray able to knock it in. They've had good looks. Gordon sees an opening. Euro step left-handed. Aaron Gordon. Adebayo right into Jokic. Finds Murray. Murray wide open. Butler nearly stripped back up top. Strus chased off his mark. Finds Adebayo. Baseline jumper. Bam Adebayo. Great start. He's 4 of 6 from the field. 3-second difference shot clock and game clock. Brown, Caldwell Pope fires up a three. Rebound Zeller, knocked away, picked up Gordon, nice feed, and Jokic banks it in. Jeff Green in the game, with Jokic getting his first rest. Murray fakes, fires, three-pointer straight on, got it. Murray's hot early, 5 of 6 from the field.
That was a good rotation. I thought he was there in plenty of time.
Vincent fakes, Robinson, quick release on the three, that's good. Just their third three-pointer. Brown floats it up, way off. Porter right there with a slam. Michael Porter. They wrestled for the ball. He's still down the other end. Second Robinson up top to Lowry. Inside Bam Adebayo throws it down. Porter.
First question on the right side, third row.
Yeah, John Honser from The Athletic. Jimmy, I'm just curious how you were feeling physically tonight, especially coming from the Game 7 in Boston, flying straight here, the altitude. Just how did it all feel for you on the court tonight?
Felt great. I think everybody felt great. Missed some shots, didn't get back a little bit, but overall, I feel like everybody's win was good. Everybody was moving well. We just lost the game.
Next question, first row on the right side. Okay, we're going to go on the left side here, third row, gentlemen. Yes.
Anthony Chang, Miami Herald. Jimmy, Gabe. Did it take a while? Did it feel like it took a while to get used to Denver's offense, just in the unique way they kind of generate shots around the rim, especially in the paint there early on?
I mean, they're a physical group, and I think we had to adjust to their physicality early, especially myself. I mean, they had a couple layups on me early that we had to adjust to. But, it's a long series. First to 4 wins, adjustments will be made, and we'll learn from this loss.
First row in the middle, Joe Barton.
Joe Barton, The Athletic. 2 questions. First, Gabe, you got kicked in the head there. I was wondering how you're doing after that. And then when teams play the Nuggets in the playoffs, when they see them for the first time, they remark with how much force they play. And so I'm just wondering what you thought of the Nuggets through one game.
I mean, I got a lot of hair on my head, so my head's doing all right, thankfully. But they're a good team. They're well coached. They're talented. It's going to be a challenge. It's the finals. We don't expect it any other way. We're looking forward to game 2.
I definitely think they came out with a lot of physicality, and we have to be able to match that. They did their job on their home floor. You have to say that, but we will be ready. Like he said, we will adjust, do some things very differently, and come out here and be ready to get one for game 2.
Left side in the fifth row.
Jimmy, Nick Friedel, ESPN. Why do you think the offense struggled so much to find its rhythm throughout the night?
Probably because we shot a lot of jump shots, myself probably leading that pack, instead of putting pressure on the rim, getting layups, getting to the free throw line. When you look at it during the game, they all look like the right shots, and I'm not saying that we can't as a team make those, but got to get more layups, got to get more free throws. And whenever you miss and don't get back, the games get out of hand kind of quickly. We gave up too many layups, which we also can't have happen. But that's it as a whole. We got to attack the rim a lot more, myself included.
On the left side, fourth row.
Jimmy and Gabe, both for you. Wes Goldberg, Locked On Podcast Network. It felt like Bam was involved in the offense even more than in previous series. Was there things that you guys were able to do as this game went on to just play off of him a little bit more than maybe you guys were doing earlier?
I mean, I think we're always trying to find Bam. And the way they guard, he tended to be open with some of our sets a bit, and he made some good reads tonight and made some shots. He's aggressive. We're going to need him to continue to be aggressive and continue to attack and continue to make the right reads for us.
I agree. When Bam is making shots, I think he makes everybody's job a lot easier. We want him to continually be aggressive, and he was making the right passes when he couldn't get a bucket as well. And those shots will fall for everybody next game. Stay with it. Keep playing that style of basketball. But in the end, if we guard a little bit better, not give up so many layups, get back, I think the game's a little bit different.
Staying on the left side, second row.
Peter Bow with The Athletic. Jimmy, I'm curious. Haywood Highsmith seemed like he was a bright spot for you guys tonight. Just what did you see out of his game, and what has he done to kind of earn more and more playing time?
He's comfortable and confident. He shoots the ball very well. He cuts to the rim. He guards. He does anything and everything that you ask him to do. Tonight he spaced the floor incredibly well. He had some timely cuts, some stops, some hustle plays, and that's what made his mark in this league for him, and he's continuing to do it even in the finals.
Going to the right side, second row.
For moreheadheat.com, Jokic had an efficient night and also had the 14 assists, so he kind of got to both parts of his game. How do you think you guys did in this first attempt with him, and what do you want to adjust with his unique style of play?
I mean, he's talented. He's an MVP. He's going to make plays. He's going to be great at times. We just got to continue to make it difficult. Be physical with him when we can. Like we mentioned, take away the layups, try to take away these cuts, and attack him on offense.
Staying on the right side, second row.
With the way Will Guillory with the Athletic, with the way they move off the ball, how difficult is it just to prevent some of those switches that lead to some of those Aaron Gordon post ups or Michael Porter Jr. shots at the rim, and how much is that going to be a focus in game two, not allowing them to create some of those switches?
I think it was a focus in game one. It obviously will be a focus in game two as well. We just got to be better on put body on body and making sure that we're challenging everything at the rim, not giving up back cuts and slips for open threes. I think whenever we watch this film, it's going to look way worse than it really is, but that's the only way you're going to learn from it.
Two more questions, first row.
Tomer Zarli from Clutch Points. Jimmy, you played an all-around game. You have been for a while. How do you balance kind of feeling your way through a game versus putting your head down, attacking, and not just playing off what they give you, but making stuff happen yourself?
I think I've done well in that area. I'm always going to pass the ball to my teammates. I have so much belief and faith in them that they're going to take and make shots, and if they can't, then they're going to make the next play. That's how we've been playing all year long. That's not going to change now that we're in the finals. Maybe I have to be a little bit more aggressive. I got to put pressure on the rim. Me with no free throws, that was all on myself, nobody else. So, we'll definitely correct that next game, but only I can do that.
Final question, fourth row on the right side.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. Jamal got off to a really hot start, was able to get both to his pull-up game and into his facilitating game. Gabe, I'm wondering, what kind of challenges does he prevent when you try to lock up one-on-one? And Jimmy, I know you kind of went after him a few times one-on-one, try to get that switch. Is that a way you can get into his legs a little bit more in game two?
I mean, Jamal's a talented player. He can score in a number of ways. I think one of the things that makes him difficult to guard is when he gets off the ball. And then you got to deal with the cuts, and he's circling back, and they know they're looking for him. So when he's off the ball, you already know the ball is going to end up in his hands at some point. He's a dynamic scorer. He poses threats in different ways, and he's relentless. So it'll be a tall task, and we'll continue to work at it.
And for me, you got to attack and attack everybody, not just one individual. I have to do a better job of creating the help, 1-2 guys, and getting into my shooter. Otherwise, finishing at the rim, making shots. But we missed a lot tonight, and we'll be better in game two at the end of the day. That's what it is. So we'll take this, we'll learn from it, and we'll be back in 2 days.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Take questions. We'll start up here on the front on one, third seat in the front.
Hey, Jamal, Shane Young with Ford Sports. It seems like in every series, you guys are able to answer critical runs at the best time in the fourth quarter. What do you think it says about the team's poise to be able to do that time after time again?
Just something we've been working on. Just bouncing back after runs, timeouts, locking back in. So thought we did a good job of just executing after they went on runs.
Right here in the front.
Jamal, what do you think is the key to keep this level like all in all the series in this playoff? Like how do you keep doing this and you don't go down in the bad moments of the team?
Because we have a big goal in mind. You can't dwell on the negative. If they're playing well, you gotta just do better and be in a better mindset to do it. You can't hang your head every time out. So I thought we did a good job. After timeouts, just coming in locked in. No matter what they do, just executing and playing the way we play. Are your knees okay? Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Mike Singer, left side,
Jamal, Mike kind of struggled a little bit from the three-point line, but he impacted the game in a lot of different ways. What did you think of his night overall, and just the fact that he seems to have developed far more than just a jump shooter?
Yeah, I mean, he's done amazing. Just playing an all-around game. 12 boards, 14 points with basically only one or two threes. Getting to the rim, playing great defense, pursuing the ball. He's 6'10". He's doing more than just knocking down shots, and that's dangerous. And when he's doing that, he's helping us a lot. Just being on the wing, and even if he's not shooting well, he's going to keep shooting, and we're going to keep finding him.
Vince in the middle.
Hey Jamal, Vince Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. Much was made of Jokic not taking a lot of shots early, letting everybody else work themselves into the game. But it seems like he still plays with a lot of force and aggression. I was wondering, do you see a cumulative effect? Do you see opponents wear down over the course of games and series just because of how physical he is?
That's just the way he plays the game. If the team's rolling, that's just how you play basketball. If everybody else is scoring, then there's no need to force it. He's a great passer, great at facilitating. They're digging, they're doubling, they're trying not to let him score. So he's just playing the game, and other guys are playing well. That's just the way he plays. Just let the game kind of come to him. Yeah, he's a heavy guy. So he's going to get boards and rebound the ball and just be physical down there regardless. So even if he's not shooting well or not scoring, he's still a load down there.
Again in the middle, same row.
Tony Jones from The Athletic. Jamal, you guys, seem to have an emphasis on trying to get points in the paint, trying to get duck-ins, things with Aaron, things with Michael, not trying to let them off the hook when they're playing small. Is that something that, was kind of pre-planned coming in, or was that just something to just playing the game?
Just playing the game.
Through the offense.
Playing the game, whoever's open, whoever has the mismatch. That's just the way we play. If it's not Yoke, it's AG set the tone today. Sometimes I set the tone, sometimes K's setting the tone. It could be anybody. And I thought AG just did a good job of trying to make an adjustment early in the game, just being tough down there and just being relentless. And I think that set the tone for us to start the game.
Fourth row on the right.
Hey, Jamal, Robert Littal, BSO. You guys are known probably more for your offense, but several times in the playoffs, you've held elite scores and elite teams to under 100 points, and that doesn't really happen much in the NBA anymore. What do you take that success from, and do you feel like you guys don't get enough credit for your defense?
Yeah, I think we do a good job defensively, just flying around, being on the string, not just tonight, but all playoffs, all season. You can't be the number one seed with just offense. That's hard to do. So Yoke has great hands down there. KCP is aggressive. Bruce is one of the best defenders. AG's one of the best defenders. So we got a lot of guys. CB's we don't think he's a rookie. So we got a lot of guys that can come in and impact the game on defense and do a lot better than you think.
Back left.
Jamal Youngs of ESPN. You've talked about how it doesn't matter what defense is throwing, you guys have been ready and handled everything, but it just seemed like tonight was a perfect example of how you guys can win games in any form or fashion. Joker only takes 5 shots going through 3 quarters. Do you feel like you guys can win games in so many different ways?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're just reading the game. If they take the pocket away, then we're looking somewhere else. If they take me away, then we're looking somewhere else. If you know what I'm saying. We're just trying to find the open man, find the best shot, find the mismatch, and I think we do that throughout the game. So it's hard to guard everybody instead of just 1 or 2 guys. We make you have to be locked in on defense throughout the game. And I think tonight was just a great example of it could be anybody's night and anybody's quarter, maybe not your quarter. So that's just Nuggets basketball.
Tim again, back left.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. They mentioned Joker's 14 assists. You had 10. Why do you think the facilitating and the distributing was so effective for you two tonight?
Just ball movement. Playing Nuggets basketball is just the way we play. I don't know. Find the open man, hit the open man, take the open shot, and I think we do a good job of just keeping the ball hopping and during our offense. It doesn't get stagnant. So it's tough to guard, like I said, everybody instead of just one or two guys, and that's why the guys are getting open shots.
Again in the back left.
Jamal, Jake Shapiro, Denver Sports. Jamal, what did you learn about Mike as a person over the last year when you spent so much time together rehabbing?
Hard worker, loves basketball, dedicated. I don't think he gets enough credit for how well he's played through, how many injuries he's been through. We were out together for a while, and just to see him bounce back every time that he's been hurt, I think it's pretty impressive. And he's only getting better. So shout out to Mike. He's done a great job just having an all-around game. Even when he's not shooting well, he's impacting the game in different ways. And we're gonna need more of that. He's done a great job, not just this game, but all year of impacting the game.
On your right, Jamal.
Mark Kisla, Denver Post. The Heat during these playoffs had opened 3 straight series with road victories. How determined were you to protect the home court, and especially considering how hard this team worked to get home court? How much satisfaction do you take in the 9-0 record at home in the playoffs?
Have we lost game 1?
No.
Oh. I think we're doing a good job.
Second row here in the center.
Jamal, Andy Bailey with Bleacher Report. You have played over 10,000 minutes with Nikola Jokic. How did it feel to make your finals debut with him?
It was cool. Finals, Eastern Conference, first round, second round. We just want to win a championship. Doesn't matter what series. I think it's just fluent, beautiful basketball. When we're just balls hopping and we're playing off each other. You can have a great game with only 5 shots until the fourth. It's just making reads on the basketball court. I think that's what the beauty about this team is we have so many different weapons and so many different looks. Like I said, you got to guard everybody. It's Yoke dominated with until the fourth quarter, and it didn't even feel like it. So it's free flowing and it's a lot of fun.
We're going to do final 3 and 2 in the back, and then over here in the front.
Hey, Jamal in the back. Arash Madani, Sportsnet Canada. You talk about that free-flowing, you talk about the team buy-in. Just how much confidence does that give you? How much confidence do you think that gives so many of the other guys on the floor when everybody's kind of bought in this way?
Yeah, a lot of confidence. We had 8 new guys come to this team at the start of the year. I thought we did a great job of just building the chemistry and continuity, how we want to play. And everybody's buying in, and you can see this paying off. If we just play the right way, everybody stay patient, you're going to get good looks, get good shots. And, our core has been playing like this for years, from Mike to me to Yoke. Mike, we've been doing this for a while. Our timing is great, and our pace is great. So I think it's just almost natural the way we play. In our reads, it's not stagnant offense. It's not a set offense. If something else is open, we play it through. And it's nice to make reads like that during the game instead of just running a set play and trying to just go through the motions. You know what I'm saying?
Standing in the back right.
Hi, Jamal from China Migu. The Heat likes to switch up the defense, man to zone, zone to man. What kind of preparation have we been done to solve this problem pretty well tonight?
Yeah, they did a great job of just juggling up the game, zone, press, man, double, no double. We knew they were going to do that. That's how they play. That's how they win games, just be relentless in that sense. And I think they had an 8-0 run to start the fourth. And we just locked back in and took care of the ball. And found the best shot. I think once we do that, once we play the way we play, it doesn't really matter what the other team does. So a lot of the focus is on ourselves and not turning the ball over and giving them one shot.
Vinny, last question, second row.
Vinny Benedetto with the Denver Gazette. Jamal, you got going, it seemed like, with some pretty easy buckets. Do you chalk that up to the size advantage you had, or was it just Yoke finding you off cuts or something else?
No, those are sets. We're making reads. Like I said, we're just making reads. If I'm not open, somebody else is open if I cut, you know what I'm saying? So just making reads, playing basketball, and, had 9 days off, so got to show off my little left leg over there.
Thank you, Jamal. All right, yo. Aaron Gordon will be next.
Right side, second row.
Cooper Moorhead, Heat.com. Bam, you had pretty much tied your career high for field goal attempts in the third quarter, and then you surpassed it. Were you given a little bit more space in the paint tonight than maybe you were expecting?
Definitely.
And also I made open shots. You know, I made the shots that I usually shoot. That's it.
Okay.
I'll leave.
We'll go to the middle here.
Ethan Skolnick, 5 Reasons Sports. Bam, to that end, it did seem like there were open shots for a lot of guys in the first half. When you went into halftime, were you comfortable with the process, even if the results weren't where you wanted them?
Definitely comfortable with the shots we took. You know, I felt like we had a lot of open shots tonight. Ball just didn't go in. That's part of the game, but I feel like our shooters have bounced back.
We'll go to the left side, fourth row.
Bam, Nick Friedel, ESPN. You said before the series started that the key would be to not get Jokic going from a passing standpoint. What can you do to limit that aspect of his game moving forward?
I feel like early in the game, miscommunications caused a lot of our guys to, you know, not talk enough, miscommunications, and a lot of guys were open in the first half. I feel like going into the second half, we definitely got better with the cadence and talked through it more.
Left side, first row.
Bam, Pat Graham, Associated Press. I guess, you know, a lot of things coming into the series was maybe fatigue and elevation. Do you feel like in game 2 you guys have kind of weathered that things and could put that to rest?
Honestly, I don't think that was a part of the game anyway. I mean, I didn't even think about the altitude until you just said it. But the biggest thing is I just feel like we just missed open shots. We took care of the ball. We got it where it was supposed to go. We just missed shots today.
Left side, third row.
Anthony Chang, Miami Herald. Hayward, Bam. You guys only took 2 free throws tonight. Do you feel like you guys weren't aggressive enough offensively? Do you think that's kind of the reason for that low number?
Let me answer that. Yeah, I didn't even realize we took 2 free throws only, and it was only my 2 free throws. So that was pretty interesting. I think we were aggressive, but we did shoot a lot of jump shots because we were open. But yeah, it's kind of weird having 2 free throws. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, we made history.
We're going to stay on the left side, fourth row.
Bam, Wes Lamon, WorldWideWest.com. Bam, in regards to the free throws also, and were there any thoughts in terms of the locker room post game about that at all, or Coach Bo mentioned that at all?
No. I mean, when we got in the locker room and seeing the stat sheet, I feel like we were all shocked that we only had 2 free throws. But we're going to watch film tomorrow, get our minds wrapped around it, and I feel like we'll shoot more in game 2.
We're going to go to the right side, second row.
SuperMoreheadHeat.com. Haywood, sort of similar to how you got some high-level assignments last series, you got some minutes on Jamal tonight. What's unique about trying to go against him specifically?
Yeah, Jamal, he's a 3-level scorer. You know, he can shoot the 3, he can pull up and get to the rim. Just got to make it difficult as much as possible. You know, he's a crafty player, has a good handle. He's in good condition. So, I mean, we just got to just, you know, key in on him and just make it as tough as possible for him. And, yeah, I'll probably be guarding him a lot this series as well. And we got a lot of different guys who can guard him. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how we do.
First row.
Tomer Zarli from Clutch Points. Bam, how do you, I asked Jimmy this, how do you kind of balance, you know, not just feeling your way through a game or a series and putting your head down and making things happen as opposed to just taking kind of what they give you?
I mean, you said you asked this about Jimmy? Oh, okay. I mean, that's what Spo wants us to do. He wants us to be aggressive. He wants us to be assertive. He wants us to make things happen. He wants us to create. And, you know, with that responsibility, we got to be smart with it. And I feel like all the shots that me and Jimmy took were good shots. And we missed a couple. I feel like my teammates missed a couple, but like I said, I feel like we'll bounce back game 2.
We're going to go to the right side, second row.
Haywood, for you, Will Guillory from The Athletic. Haywood, for you, just going from your minutes up and down during the regular season to you're at the point now, like you said, you're probably going to play a prominent role moving forward. Just what's that like for you being on this stage and knowing that you're going to be playing an important role?
Yeah, I mean, this is the ultimate, you know, stage, the finals. So I'm prepared for it. I've been, you know, working at this my whole life. You I'm built for this. The ups and downs through the season that I've been through and the ups and downs I've been through in my career. So, I'm ready to go. I'm built for this, like I said.
We're going to go in the middle, Joe Varden, and then take one more question.
Bam, I promise I'm not trying to get you fined, but two foul shots to 20. That's quite a discrepancy, but it doesn't seem like you guys are complaining about the officiating.
If I do say something, will you take the fine? Like I said, I just feel like we can't even get into that. We can't let them dictate the game. I just feel like we took a lot of jump shots, and we missed a lot of them instead of getting to the basket. Like I said, we're going to watch film and get back to the drawing board.
Thank you, gentlemen.
See, why he don't get fined for saying that?
Hold up, though. He hit him with the mic, though.
Black Lives Matter.
We'll take first question up here in the front, third seat.
Aaron Shane with Ford Sports. Jamal was in here talking about how the offense is more read and react and just making plays off of certain sets. You think that's the beauty in your guys' offense, is that anyone can cook on any given night?
Yeah, it's equal opportunity for the most part, but we're going through big fella, you know what I mean? So big fella makes the right play, makes the right read, and he's just so smart. He's so cerebral out there, such a floor general. And Maul's a floor general too. So if you make the right read and make the right cut or set the right screen, you're going to be open, and the ball moves. The ball finds the open man. The open man is the right play, and that's how we play the game, and it's a fun way to play.
Second row in the center.
Brendan Vogt, DNVR. Aaron, coach said you got the defensive player of the game chain tonight. You talked about guarding Jimmy coming into this series, said he might be the most complete player you've guarded yet. What'd you see from that matchup tonight? What allowed you to be so successful?
Well, it's really a team effort. I think the player or the defensive player of the game could have gone to Michael Porter too. He really stepped up on the defensive end. We're switching a lot. Everybody is helping. We're shrinking. We're stunting for the stunner. So it's not just a one-on-one game. I've been saying that all week. It's a team effort to slow that guy down.
Melissa, right here.
Hey, Aaron, Melissa Rowland, Fox Sports. Coach said that you don't always get the credit that you deserve. Obviously, you could be starring on another team, but instead you come here, you're playing behind Nikola, Jamal, and taking the, obviously, challenge of guarding the best guy every single night. What has that process been like for you? And do you feel like you get the credit you deserve?
I'm not here for the credit. I'm here for the wins. And playing with guys like the guys that are on this team is just a blessing. It's a beautiful opportunity to play with guys on the team that have so much talent, have so much skill, and have so much passion for the game of basketball. And that's what I've always loved. Is to play the right way of basketball, and we do that here. And it's just, I don't care if I scored 50 or 0. As long as I'm helping impact the game and we're winning.
On your right.
Your defensive, Ron Endorf in Israel today. Your defensive assignments in this playoff, people might talk about for 50 years if you pull it off. Towns, KD, LeBron, and Jimmy Butler. Do you have time to reflect on this?
Not yet. I'm definitely going to be sitting in my rocking chair when I'm 79 to 90 years old, talking to my kids like, yeah, back in the day, I locked these guys up. But it's just, it's part of the game. I'm doing what my team needs me to do. And like I said, it's a team effort. It always is, It takes five guys out there to play a complete defense.
Ohm in the back left.
Aaron, Ohm Young's like ESPN. This offense is so free flowing, but at the start of the game, they clearly liked your matchup and gave you the ball. It was almost like you got to play bully ball. Did that feel like your old Orlando Magic days? And is that kind of just shows that this offense can adjust to anything and find any matchup, no matter who it is? And tonight's a perfect example of you guys winning in so many different ways.
No, this is Denver Nugget basketball. You know, it's we find a mismatch, we exploit it, and we keep going to it. You know, I was just taking what the defense was giving me, and just attacking what I felt was a mismatch.
On your right, third aisle, third row.
Aaron over here. Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. Talking about taking what the defense gives you. Jamal Murray, first half, 18 points. Second half, 6 assists. Wondering what you saw from him in that regard in terms of being able to impact the game, both with his scoring and his facilitating, what that gave you in game one.
Loved his pace tonight. Just the pace that he played all night long. The tempo that he played at, controlling the game and controlling the flow of the game was great. His timely shot making and his distribution of the basketball was very important, very crucial for this win.
All the way in the back onto the camera.
Jake Shapiro, Denver Sports. Aaron, what does it take to be a good defender in this league, and how is Michael Porter Jr. advancing towards that?
Well, you got to want it, first and foremost. You know, a lot of guys don't really care about the defensive side of the floor. So just effort, the want, the energy, that's where it starts. And then after that, it takes, you know, knowing the personnel, and then it takes technique. Oh, most definitely. Mike played an incredible game tonight. You know, just so well-rounded and so balanced, affected the game in so many different areas. And he's just getting better and better on the defensive end.
Vinny in the middle.
Hey, Aaron. Vince Gould, Yahoo Sports. Nikola didn't take a lot of shots, at least not until the fourth quarter, but it seemed like he played with a lot of force and physicality. Is that something that you've always known about him? Is that something that you guys feed off of? Is that kind of like an underrated sort of quality to his game, how physical he is and how much that can wear an opponent down?
Oh, most definitely. He's a force down there, and he's just he's more athletic than people give him credit for, and he just has a ridiculous motor. You know, he has a motor that just doesn't quit. So it's tough guarding a guy like that.
Third row here on the aisle.
Alicia Jessup, Brewing Sports. Aaron, incredible performance tonight. The Nuggets have been an NBA team since 1976. This is the team's first game in the NBA Finals. What did you think of the crowd?
It was awesome. The crowd was super cool tonight. It was just like it was beautiful. You know, I took a moment during the national anthem. I was like, wow, this is really the NBA Finals, and it's really, really cool. The crowd was in it from the start, give us that extra juice, and they've been awesome all year, and they just turned it up another notch.
Front row on your right.
104.3 The Fan. I remember you saying Christmas night was the most fun game of the year, having that conversation. It really did look like you guys were having fun out there, and I'm wondering if tonight topped that and how you felt when the game was really coming to you in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's just an exciting brand of basketball. It's a lot of fun out there just to be battling with my guys. Yeah, winning is always fun too.
Was it a little bit more even fun than you expected it to be once it started rolling?
No, I think I was pretty prepared. I was really excited, but it was very fun out there.
Right here in the front.
Everyone told that you have a great night in defense, but you had the first quarter, the first half in offensive too. So when Ban go out from the ring and go to get the defense to Jokic, did you see your opportunity to make your impact in the offense tonight? Someone told you something, or you just see it by yourself?
No, just taking advantage of my physicality out there. Yeah, like I said, just taking what the defense was giving me, and just trying to put my head down and get to the cup, avoid charges, and just really set the tone for our team.
Got final three, Mike, and then two in the back.
Mike Singer, Denver Post.
AG, was there a concerted effort to impose your size, given that Miami is a smaller team and you and Mike have pretty distinct advantages with your size and strength?
Most definitely. You know, you got to play to your advantages this time of year, and I mean, all the time. So I was just looking to play to my advantages.
Next question on the left side.
Harrison Wynn, DNVR. Aaron, you guys looked incredibly poised in that first quarter. Most of you hadn't been to the finals before. Most of you haven't played on this stage. Why do you think you've been able to hold your poise so well tonight and throughout the entire playoffs when the lights are at their brightest?
Well, I think it's a standard that we hold ourselves to and that we have held ourselves to all year long. You know, we've been building habits day in and day out. So you get to a game like this, biggest stage in basketball, you know, you let your standard of play and you let your habits carry you. And, you know, we don't want to change too much. We want to go back to the film and look where we can get better. And if we're looking to improve, I think we're in a good place.
Last question, standing in the back.
Bit of a two-parter. First of all, Aaron, Jamal had two kind of standstill dunks in the first quarter. What did you think about those?
I know, I was surprised. I was like, whoa, my man got Vertimax, man. I did not think he was going to dunk them, but Jamal's like a sleepy athlete. He will dunk you for real. That was crazy. It was like, yeah, I'll vert.
And then the second part, just when he's that engaged, I mean, what do you think he's kind of just proven this entire season and this postseason specifically, coming back the way he has from the injury?
Well, Blue Arrow, one of the best guards in the league, and one of the best scorers in the league. He has a way about him. He has a discipline about him that when he's locked in, when he's engaged, he's up there with the best players in the world.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, we'll take questions around the room. First question, back right. Chris?
Chris Thomas in Denver Gazette. First finals game in Nuggets history, obviously your first final game. What was your emotions out there and everything like that?
Where is the guy who's talking?
Right here.
Back right.
Uh-huh. Thank you, my friend.
And I've been to Serbia, Belgrade, Kalemegdan Castle. You know that? Belgrade?
I mean, it was, to be honest, I couldn't wait to start just because when the game started, it felt normal. Everything else didn't felt normal. The whole media day yesterday or the day before, you know, it was. I think it's people are making something bigger than it is, you know. And when the game started, I felt it really comfortable.
On the right, Ramona, third row.
You obviously ended up finishing with plenty of shots and points and all that. But in the first half, it took a while to take a shot. And I think you had 3 at halftime. I know that's not unusual for you, but is that just reading and reacting to what the defense is giving you, or is there any?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I don't force it. I never force it. I think it was, you know, a couple guys had to get going. AG was playing really good, and we had advantage there. And you know, I just take whatever gives me.
Again, on your right, Brandon, standing.
Hey, Nicola, Brandon Cristal, KOA here in Denver. Did they do anything defensively that, I don't want to say surprised you, but with the way they mix things up, what do you think of how they, I guess, approach their defense?
I mean, that's what they're doing. That's why they're great, and they're really intelligent. They're really, everybody knows what they're doing, and that's a hard team to beat because they keep playing the same way the whole game, and they're really, really smart about it, how they're doing it.
Standing in the back left, Ohm.
Nicola, Ohm Youngmasuk, ESPN. Michael Malone said before the game that he quizzed you guys this morning. Do you like these quizzes, and how do you guys think you guys did as far as passing the test?
He didn't ask me nothing, so I don't know. I think we did a good job. You know, guys were focused and how it's supposed to be, and we were really focused and locked into the game.
Next question, Melissa, standing in the back again.
Hey, Nicola, over here. How much does Aaron Gordon complement your game?
I love to play with him. I love to play with some I'm going to say dominant big men, if that makes any sense. but he's really the best thing that he did is accepting his role, and he's really doing a great job of that. And like today, he got it going. We were just keep getting him the ball, and he was really good in the paint today. You know, he's our best defender probably with KCP, and you know, just to play defense the whole game on the best player. I think that's really hard to do.
Tim, standing on the left side in the back.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. How do you think your teammates enhance your passing ability with whether it's Gordon cutting or the two-man game with Jamal, just them playing off of you?
I mean, we are playing that way. I'm playing with Jamal that way a long time ago, and I think everybody kind of. I think they like it, but just because they're touching the ball, you know, it's not like you just catch into it. I think they have opportunity to touch the ball, to do something with it, to take advantage, you know, create a good advantage, and I think we are playing a really nice brand of basketball.
Third row on your right, Dan.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. Nicola, you had mentioned sort of taking what the defense gives you, playing that off those reads. Jamal, in the first half, much more looking for his shot. Second half, more facilitating. Wondering what you saw from him in terms of the way he read the game. He got into his facilitation late.
I mean, he had a couple of mid-range shots. I think he's supposed to make that. He's shooting the ball really well, and we all want him to shoot that kind of shots. He's really good at mid-range. He's really good at threes too. But I mean, as long as he's, I think he's playing the whole play of he's playing really well and creating for himself and for his teammates really nice looks.
Third row on this side, Mike.
Mike Singer, Denver Post. Nicola, you just said you guys were playing a beautiful brand of basketball, a great brand of basketball. How much pride do you take in the fact that everybody has kind of followed your lead in playing selfless basketball and moving the ball and you know, finding the open guy, that they have all kind of followed the tone that you've set?
I didn't say that. I said that we're playing good brand of basketball, not beautiful and not great. I mean, it's. That's how I learned to play basketball, and I think it's really nice to play when, and it's really hard to guard when you don't know who's gonna attack and how to defend. You know, when everybody's moving, everybody's doing something. So I think it's a really nice brand of basketball that we have, and everybody buying. So I'm not sure that I did that for us or whatever, but I think everybody contributed and everybody accepted it.
Front right.
Nikola Ronendov in Israel today. Do you ever give a speech today or during the playoff? Do you ever speak to the team like a locker room speech?
I mean, no. I mean, we have veterans that are doing a really good job, and they're really pointing the main things. And if you listen to them, it's really smart what they're saying.
Do final three right here on the aisle and then towards the back.
Nikola, Jamal said earlier that the team doesn't look at Christian Braun as a first-year player. Why doesn't the team look at him as a rookie?
I mean, that's a really good. I say comparison sentence about him. Just really good actually, and I agree with that. Just because he's everything what he's doing, it's aggressive, defensively, offensively. He's a champion. He won a couple things before coming here, so he knows what to do, and that's a really good sentence. We don't look him as a rookie.
Next row back on the aisle.
Joseph Cachorro, the scorer. Nikolai, I might be wrong, but when you walked in here and sat down and looked at the box score, it looked like you were surprised by something, or you kind of gave a face, like you were surprised at something you saw on the box score, and I was just wondering what that was.
Mike was 2 for 11, and I thought he made like 7 threes. Crazy.
Fourth row back, second seat. Last question.
Katie Wingy, Altitude TV. Hey, Nicola. Speaking of Mike, he finished with 12 rebounds tonight. I'm just curious how you've seen him implement rebounding a little bit more into his game and how that's impacted you guys?
I mean, that's going to help us, especially the way how they're attacking the glass. Bam, Jimmy, and to be honest, everybody, even Kelly Martin, even Lowry is always hanging out and to try to steal some rebounds. But just his big body, and he can help us on the glass, both sides.
Great. Thank you, Nicola.
Pleasure like always, guys.
That's it for the night. Thank